Hey everybody, it's Dave, Friday afternoon, and I want to talk about building relationships and the importance of building relationships and some of the struggles involved with that. So a couple of things that are going to be attached to this post. One is an interview that Jimmy did with me, actually with this in the background, oddly enough, here at my house, where I talk about personality types, understanding personality types, getting to know who you're talking to, and I'll sort of commend you to that. The other one is an interview that Keith Callahan, who's one of the Millionaire Club earner guys and a really good friend of mine, one of our presenters at our men's leadership conference as well, did with Craig Holiday. And Craig Holiday is a guy who mentored both Monica and I. We were really close to Craig, and a great, just a great guy, a great mentor. So many of the stories that I think a lot of them that you hear from me are from Craig, and he tells a lot of them in that interview. So I really commend you to that. So let's talk a little bit about relationships and what I believe this business is all about. I really fundamentally believe this business is entirely based on relationships. That's I think it's maybe even Craig who said he's a relational marketer. That's how I feel. I don't feel like I'm a salesperson. I don't feel like I'm in network marketing. I'm in relationship marketing. What I do is build relationships with people, and on a lot of different levels. It's with customers. It's with people who could potentially lead me to customers. It's with the coaches who come onto my team, and whether that's me personally sponsoring them or me digging into other organizations and working with those people. It's one of the things when you see the recognition piece we do, for example, with the leadership ladder, I don't limit it to personally sponsored coaches. I want to work with everybody because I really treasure the relationships that I have with people. When I want to just, I guess, on that point, the leadership ladder, the importance of that, I love that people are focused on it and they're digging in and they're wondering how they can get to the next level. That's what I really hope to talk about today, is how to do that. And I believe it's through relationships. And so I want to talk about some of the little pitfalls that commonly happen. The first one is that are just these, again, they're very, very common things. But the first one is when we coach people on the fitness side of things, we take a posture and a stance that tends to be very friendly. Because you really want them to win. That's why we're all here. I want you to have great success. And, for some people that sort of boot camp thing works. For most people, it just doesn't. What they really need are lots of pats on the back. They need you to pick them up and dust them off when they fall down and then pat them on the back when they do really good. That's the way I actually talk about what we do in our groups, because it is what we do. So you build that relationship and it looks like that for most of us. Not for all of us, but for most of us, it looks like that. Then that person decides that they're going to become a business partner. And then the relationship changes. That relationship just really, really changes there. And if you don't manage that real well, that can be a part where things just kind of change in a weird way, So again, that's something to sort of keep in mind. If you're wondering why I'm recruiting a lot of coaches, but I can't really get people to do anything, maybe that's it. I'm not saying that's the whole reason, but maybe that has something to do with it. It's that transition in the relationship, it's not comfortable for them, and maybe for you too. I don't know. You have to kind of figure that out. If you're really comfortable leading people, that transition's a lot more comfortable. If you're not really comfortable leading people, that can be really difficult. When you start to change, think about relationships you have, with just people in your life. When you start to change your behavior, they pick up on that, right? People are just very, very intuitive, and if you don't talk to them about it, there's something that's underlying that they just can't quite put their finger on, but something's changed and it's not right. And why are he or she acting different all of a sudden? So you have to talk about these things, and it's important, I think, to set expectations when you start a new coach. When you get somebody who wants to join us in the business, there are a few things you should do. The first thing is to talk to them about why they want to be a coach, okay? And then listen very carefully and accept their answer. If the answer is, so we have kind of a scale, right? The first answer is often going to be because I want to get a discount on Shakeology or one of our other products, Performance Line, whatever it may be. I have to take that answer. What I can tell you is that some of my best coaches started out as discount customers. And I think some of them legitimately were discount customers, and others who, if this is you, please post this, really kind of were faking it. You know, they really did want to build a business, but they were trying to tell me like, oh, I don't want to do anything with it. I just be a discount customer. These are the people that I've caught you. You know, because I look at volume and I watch them, they're making a bunch of sales, and I have to pick up the phone and go, you know, are you sure you don't want to learn how to build this business a little bit? Because it's pretty fun. But the first thing is discount customers. For the people who are legit discount customers, let them be discount customers. You need those people. You need those people. They build volume in your organization. They'll help you with the leadership ladder. They can often become something more than just a discount customer, discount coach. So that's kind of the first level. The next level of people, they just want to get their feet wet. With those people, you have to go, okay, great, why? You know, really kind of focusing on what it is that they want. Most people, it's time freedom. It's not a Lamborghini. It's not a fancy boat. It's not a condo at the beach or whatever. It's time. It's time to enjoy their life. It's time to spend time with their kids, you know, time to go to the mountains, kind of whatever it is, insert thing that people love to do. You know, I was on the phone with Jeff Armbruster today, who's, again, just another guy who's had a tremendous amount of success and cab member, and I mean, Jeff's done a lot. And, you know, Jeff spends his free time at Disney. That's where he spends his free time. And it's actually what I'm bringing him on stage at Men's Leadership to talk about, is how you built a life where you wanted to go to Disney all the time. And so now that's what you do. How'd you get there? You know, at some point he had to identify with that. And it was his sponsor or somebody who was mentoring him who helped him do that. You know, I'm talking, and so we have a lot of these conversations where, you know, you've got to get people focused on what they want. What they want. What you want is for them to make Success Club, and for them to advance to Emerald, and for them to get to Ruby, and for them to get to Diamond, and for them to be a Star Diamond and a team leader or an organizational leader. That's what you want. What do they want? And then you show them how the path that I just laid out is the path to get what they want. That's how it works. You know, just going back to the example with Jeff. I was talking to Jeff today, and I said, Jeff, so, you know, at the event, here's what we want to talk about. How did you build a life where you get to go to Disney and every Michigan State game? And he said, oh, it was the Financial Freedom Award. And Beachbody has an award that if you get 100% out of debt, they'll hand you this thing called the Financial Freedom Award. It's actually really cool. We've had a couple of people on our team win it, and it's awesome. Because it means you're totally out of debt. And once he was like, if I could totally get out of debt and be making more income, oh my God, like I could do whatever I wanted to do with my life. So he just knew that was his thing. His thing was getting out of debt, getting 100% out of debt. There was a little carrot on the end of the thing that was in front of him. But his thing was like to get out of debt, because if I'm out of debt, then I can live the life of my dreams. Somebody has to help him identify that. Most people are not ready to do what you want them to do. Most people come into this business unprepared to be really successful in this business. There's no training for it. You never took a class in sales. I guess some of you maybe have, but most people I know, I went to law school. I never took a class in sales, ever. I was totally unprepared to do this business when I started it. I was lucky, had a good sponsor in Monica, and I had some good mentors along the way, and a lot of friends. For those of you guys going to the New Leader Conference, a lot of friends that helped me learn how to do this. That's the role that we fill for people. But we have to be willing to understand this change in the relationship that happens, and then what is important to focus on. What is important to focus on is what they want. That's it. That's it. Because, you know, this is like a Zig Ziglar's thing. If you can help other people get what they want, you can have anything you want. I just believe that's fundamentally true. If I help enough people achieve their goals and live healthier and more fulfilling lives, I can have anything I want. And that is such a noble, great purpose. And that may be another aspect of the relationship that you're struggling with, is that you can't see that what we do is really noble. Me helping other people is so noble. I was involved in another leadership group where somebody posted in the leadership group, how many people do you have to personally help in order to make $1 million in this business? That's not how this business works. That's just not how this business works. The answer, if all of them were Shakeology customers, was like 183,000 people, which is ridiculous. You can't help that many people. You're not in front of stadiums. That's not how this works. The way this business works is this. You need to find 3 to 5 really good people. Really good people. People who are willing to work as hard as you do. Now, sometimes that happens really fast. And you find 2, maybe even 3 of them right away. That's rare. That's exceptionally rare. What's more common is you find one. That is your dog. That is your homie. That is your partner. Whoever that person is for you, if there's only one, you need to dig in with them 100%. They're your business partner now. Because the truth is, you don't need that many. You don't need that many. I don't know how many, diamonds or whatever you think you need in your organization to be successful, but here's what happens. If you find 5 great people, I'm talking about 5 people who do as much or more than you do, they will eventually, over time, find 5 great people. Now that's only 10 people, but that cycle continues. Some of them don't stop at 5. Some of them keep going and they find 10 great people. You need 5. You need 5. So every time you're talking to somebody, you can't attach a lot of emotion to where you're at with them. They may not be one of your 5. You might need to sponsor 100 people to find 5. You might need to sponsor 20. I don't know. I don't know what the caliber of people is that you know and that you're meeting. I also don't know how well equipped you are to train them. I know for me, I recruited some of those people early in my business, and I was not prepared to train them. And I didn't have systems like you do to help train them. I didn't have that 7-day training that is how we start new coaches. Again, it's another thing, like when you're starting a new coach, rely on the system, be system dependent, send them to the 7-day training at FCN Coach Training. Don't try to do it all yourself. If you're a leader and you want to take charge of that, cool. If you're new, rely on the system. Rely on the system. The message you're sending to them is, all you have to do is send them to this website. I didn't have any of that stuff when I started. I was ill-equipped. I had no skills. Again, I never took a class. I had no skills on how to do this business. So I had to learn. How do you learn? By doing. So I made a lot of mistakes with people. There were some people who were involved in this business early on who I didn't mentor as well as I could have. I'm not going to take 100% responsibility for them either, for them quitting in many cases. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. That's their choice. I did put a lot on myself to get better, to keep getting better, which is the number one thing I would tell you about building relationships, is that if you keep getting better, people will want to follow you. That is an attractive quality, somebody who keeps improving themselves and acknowledges, I'm not where I want to be. I'll tell you that right now. I am not where I want to be. I'm pretty far along. I am. And I'm really happy with where our business is at. But I'm not as good as I want to be at this business, just straight up. I'm so excited about our men's leadership conference because I'm talking to these guys who are speaking and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to learn a lot. And that's how you guys need to be as well. If you're newer, that's the thing. Keep improving, keep getting better, keep growing, keep moving. Keep teaching people. That is, you have to, if you think about that really quickly. If what we do is teach, which is what I believe. If you look at our motto, it's learn, practice, succeed, teach. If you look at that teach element, in order to teach something, I have to learn something. The team calls are the best thing that I've done for myself and for my personal growth. I would say team calls is one of the hugest ones, because if I'm going to explain something like the leadership ladder, like I did the other day, just my board on that leadership ladder, in order to explain this to you, I have to understand it. And in order to understand it, I need to study it. It takes time, it takes effort. I know more about the business. If you're going to do the same, you're going to have to learn more about this business. Maybe that's where it's at. Maybe it's, the problem with the team and the growth, so you're not able to explain the business well enough. I don't know, everybody's a little bit different with what they struggle with, all of us, including me, but I want to just kind of wrap it there. There's like 14 minutes of me, because I really want you to watch that interview that I did with Jimmy, where I talk about the importance of personality types, and then also the interview with Craig, where he gets into some like really great stories about our business, but also just some incredible nuggets that have been really a big part of my success. So there we go. Hope you're well. I hope you're having fun, mainly, and just understanding that if the business we're in is a relationship business, relationships are fun. They're fun, and that's something to get excited about. That's what I get excited about as part of this business: meeting new people, building new relationships with them, figuring out what I can learn and where I can go. I mean, I've just so many of my great friends are from this business, and it's just because I view it that way. I view all these different opportunities to build relationships as something that's fun and exciting. And then that's the foundation of what we do. So that's it for me. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday. My kids are going to be home in 10 minutes, so I got just enough time to upload this to our page. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.